Luck. When it comes to Minecraft, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of getting lucky? Maybe it's getting some nice items from a dungeon or desert temple chest. Maybe it's getting a trident from a drowned, or wither skulls from a wither skeleton. Maybe it's getting some nice enchantments straight from the enchantment table. Or maybe it's randomly generating that perfect Minecraft seed for a speedrun world record. Either way, it's clear that luck plays a substantial role in Minecraft, whether we like it or not, and there is no way to control it. Or is there? You see, little do most players know, there is in fact a feature, or rather I should say effect in the game, that can give players the ability to improve their luck, granting them a higher chance of getting better loot from dungeon chests, desert temples, and other in-game structures, allowing you to get far better items from fishing without the luck of the sea enchantment. Oh, and as a counterpart, specifically the unluck or bad luck effect, which does the exact opposite. However, what's weird is that while this feature has been in the game since October of 2015, almost 6 years now, it is still unknown or forgotten by the majority of the player base. And the reason why it is so unknown is simply because the effect has never been obtainable in survival mode. It wasn't always like this though. In fact, there was a brief period of time where it was obtainable that flew under the radar. But more interestingly, why has the effect been in the game for so long, but was still never implemented properly into survival mode? Why was it even added in the first place? Was it too overpowered? Well, today we uncover the mystery behind the Minecraft luck effect. So, let's get right into it. Oh, and make me feel lucky and be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It greatly helps me out. Luck was first added to the game in Minecraft version 1.9, specifically Snapshot 15W44B, which was released in October of 2015. The luck effect is green and uses a 4-leaf clover as its icon. Functioning similar to other potion effects, it can go up to a maximum level of 255 if you use commands. But how exactly does the luck potion effect work? Well, in technical terms, it adds 1 level to the generic luck attribute, making the chance of a player getting items of higher quality from loot tables greater. That's really vague and confusing though, so let me demonstrate how it works. In Minecraft versions 1.8 and earlier, structures such as dungeons and desert temples that also generate with loot would always have the exact same contents in their chest on the same seed. So, if you found a village and opened a chest in a house of that village, then got the world seed, recreated the world, and went to the exact same village chest, it would have the same items. This would change in Minecraft 1.9 though, where loot tables were added to the game. Now, naturally generated chests wouldn't actually generate their loot until you open them for the very first time. That's why when you are in spectator mode and are flying around exploring, if you try to open a chest that you haven't opened before that is generated naturally, it won't work. For example, if I create a new world, go into spectator mode, and then find the dungeon chest or any other random chest that generates with in-game structures, it will say, unable to open, loot not generated yet. However, even though loot tables were now a feature of the game, when a world is generated, it saves a loot table seed, and this loot table seed is always the same for the same seed. Therefore, you would still get the same items if you recreated a world and went to the same chest at a structure. But it still meant that the loot tables of a Minecraft world could now be altered. According to the Minecraft wiki, luck is a status effect that makes a player more likely to receive better loot from certain loot tables in generated structures. And this applies to any chest that has loot which only generates when you first open it. So, if you have the luck effect and open a generated chest for the first time, the game will check the level of the player's generic luck attribute and change the chest loot table, thus changing the items in it. The luck effect also applies to fishing, giving you a higher chance of getting items that are of higher quality, such as treasure items like enchanted books and name tags, and reducing the chance of getting items of lower quality, such as junk items like bowls and rotten flesh. There is also the bad luck or unluck effect, which does the exact opposite of the luck effect, decreasing a player's generic luck attribute. So, for example, the bad luck effect decreases the chances of getting higher quality items from fishing, and increases the chances of getting lower quality items. Simple. And that's how both effects work. Well, how they are supposed to work, at least according to the Minecraft wiki. You see, while the Minecraft wiki states that luck is an effect that makes players more likely to receive better loot from certain loot tables and generated structures, and many players across Reddit seem to believe this as well, the luck effect doesn't actually seem to work like that at all. In fact, it doesn't even seem to work properly. Right now, I'm using a command block to summon in a dungeon chest that has not generated its loot yet, and I've also given myself a very high luck effect. If what the wiki and everybody else believes was true, then I should be getting some seriously amazing loot from these dungeon chests with a luck level of 255, like golden apples, name tags, and great quality enchanted books. But actually doing some testing and comparing the loot between opening, let's say, 10 dungeon chests without the luck effect and 10 dungeon chests with a level 255 luck effect, and well, the loot is very similar. And this is also noticeable with a level 255 bad luck effect. It seems that the loot between the dungeon chests opened with different luck effects are all of similar rarity, as if the luck didn't even work at all. And I'm not the only person who noticed this. A few years back, Exumavoid did a myth-busting episode talking about luck and found that the loot from generated chests wasn't actually better. Fortunately, it does work as intended with fishing though, and doing some AFK fishing with a level 255 luck effect without a luck effect and then with a level 255 bad luck effect, you can clearly see the differences in items obtained. With the luck effect, I got far more treasure items than with no effect, and when I had the bad luck effect, I got far more junk items. So weirdly, it works with fishing, but not with loot chests. The fact that the luck effect doesn't seem to work as everybody believes it does only continues to add to the mystery. Is the wiki's information wrong, or did Mojang just never properly implement this feature? There was so little information stated about the luck effect in Snapshot patch notes, so where did information about luck even come from? Well, to attempt to understand why it hasn't been properly implemented into the game, we first have to look at the brief period of time where the luck effect was obtainable in survival mode. While the luck and bad luck potion effects are currently unobtainable in survival, unlike the bad luck effect, which can only be applied using commands, the luck effect actually exists as a potion, which you can obtain when in creative mode. And notably, there is also a tipped arrow of luck as well. Tipped arrows are a version of an arrow with a potion effect applied to them, giving them the ability to grant the specific potion effect upon contact with an entity. One such tipped arrow added to the game was the luck tipped arrow, which gives 37 seconds of the luck effect to whichever player it hits. However, unlike the other tipped arrows, this one was uncraftable and therefore still unobtainable for many years. That being said, in Minecraft Snapshot 19W13A, a 1.14 snapshot released in March of 2019, the luck effect became obtainable in survival mode for the very first time. In Minecraft 1.14, raids were added to the game. If a player beat a raid and saved a village, they would be given the Hero of the Village effect, which allowed them to get super cheap trades, but more importantly, gifts from the villagers. The gifts they can give depended on their class, and in this snapshot, the Fletcher villagers were now able to give players a luck-tipped arrow as a reward. This meant that for the first time, the luck effect could be obtained legitimately in survival mode, although quite rare and unconventional. But alas, only about 3 weeks later, in April of 2019, with Minecraft 1.14 pre-release 1, so close to the version's full release, this change was reverted. So, why was this change reverted? But more mysteriously, why can't we obtain luck in survival mode? Why was it even added to the game? Well, there are a few logical theories. First of all, it could be a similar story to the Giant, which I covered in the past, whereby it was a feature added experimentally that Mojang couldn't find a way to properly implement into the game. The Giants have been in the game since 2010 and could never spawn naturally, but similar to luck arrows, during a 1.14 snapshot they were changed and made functional, but these changes were reverted soon after. So, maybe just like the Giants, Mojang disliked how the luck arrow worked, or maybe didn't know how players should be able to obtain it, and changed their mind about adding it. The other theory I have is that the feature was added, but then upon realizing how difficult it would be to balance for a large variety of situations, they reconsidered. Let me give an example. Currently we have 3 luck modifying enchantments in the game: Fortune for pickaxes, Looting for swords, and Luck of the Sea for fishing rods. Imagine if instead of there being these 3 different enchantments, they were all combined into one enchantment called Fate or something, and this enchantment could be applied to all 3 items. This Fate enchantment on a technical level would likely work similar to the luck effect, increasing the generic luck attribute, and since the generic luck attribute affects ore drops, mob drops, and fishing in different ways, it would be super difficult to balance it evenly for each scenario. And this is the reason why the luck effect would be really hard to balance. Let's say that the luck effect was working as the wiki stated, and could affect fishing, loot chests, and you know what? Let's say mob drops as well. Mojang would then have to balance the luck effect around 3 different item systems, which as I displayed before, would be very difficult. The luck would either be underpowered or overpowered in certain situations. What would make balancing even harder is the fact that Minecraft continuously updates and changes so much, and having to constantly balance the luck effect amongst the ever-growing additions to the game would be so difficult. How would the luck effect work for Bastion chests, for example? The loot there is quite unique and strong. It would be so unbalanced. Maybe we are just looking too deep into it, and the effect was meant to be a potion equivalent of the Luck of the Sea, or looting enchantment, but Mojang had second thoughts about it. There is almost certainly more theories and other logical explanations, but either way, Mojang has never really talked about their intentions with the effect, or why it was even added to the game in the first place. Therefore, the mystery behind the luck effect still remains unsolved to this day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment if you did. Join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Thank you all so much for watching.